Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Michael, you're watching IDB, and in this video I want to show you some really cool tips and tricks for your Apple Watch. Let's go ahead and just jump in right now. This first one has to do with the double tap gesture on your watch. So you're probably already familiar with the option to double pinch your fingers together to do certain actions. So when you're on your watch face, you can scroll through your smart stack. If you get a notification, a double tap will dismiss it. When you have a timer going off, if you double tap, it'll dismiss the timer. But there is one application that double tap is not enabled for, and I don't know why, and it is Workout. So go into Settings, and then at the very bottom of Settings, if you click on Workout, scroll all the way to the bottom, and then you'll see we have an option right here that says double tap to scroll. I believe this is off by default, but if you turn this on, whenever you are in a workout, so I'll go ahead and start a cycle just like this. This is really handy when I'm on the bike and my right hand is gripping the handlebar. I can simply double pinch my fingers together to switch between my different views. And if you're doing a run, for example, and you have like 4 or 5 pages of metrics, double pinching your fingers together is so much more convenient than using your other finger. This next feature I want to show you has to do with the all-new training load feature in watchOS 11. So this is an all-new feature, like I said. If you go into the activity application and then press on this button on the top right, you can see your training load. So I am steady or just a little bit below. But this feature gets a lot more useful when you start putting an effort rating into your workouts. Now you can do this directly from your watch or your iPhone after a workout. However, there's actually a setting you can enable which makes it a lot easier to do this. So go into Settings, and then you're gonna stay inside of Workout. And then if you scroll down inside of here, you're gonna see that there is an option to automatically give you an effort reminder. So if you turn this on, as soon as you end your workout, you're gonna have a screen pop up on your watch, and you can put out of 10 how hard your workout was. And your Apple Watch uses your heart rate data and your own input for how hard you said your workout was to give you your training load. So I think it's really important that you put in how hard you push yourself in the gym or on the bike or during your run. That way your Apple Watch can give you an accurate metric of how hard you're training and how much you should be resting. All right, this next one I find really cool, and I recently just discovered this. So first of all, I love using the flashlight on my Apple Watch because my Apple Watch Ultra 2 gets so bright, I believe up to 3,000 nits, and this thing can serve as a replacement for the flashlight on my iPhone. But sometimes I don't want to use the white light. Sometimes I want to use a red light, especially if I'm in a movie or something like that. Luckily, my Apple Watch is smart enough to know this. So in Control Center, if I go here, and if I turn on, that's not it, sorry. If I go down here and I turn on theater mode right here, my Apple Watch, when I go into my flashlight now, is automatically gonna default to the red flashlight. This is genius because if you're in theater mode, your Apple Watch is gonna know you're probably in a dark environment. So the default setting for the flashlight is now going to be red. I think this is one of those really small but awesome attention to detail moments from Apple. This next one is pretty small, but it is actually kind of neat. So this feature has been in the Apple Watch, I believe, since the first ever Apple Watch, but you'd be surprised just how few people know about this. So when your Apple Watch is charging, you may know it's a little bit difficult to know how far charged up it is because it doesn't really give you any percentage. Especially when you first put it on the charger, it simply gives you that animation and it doesn't give you any number. But you can actually press on this icon here on the top left, and you can see it's going to give you an exact percentage. Also, if you have optimized battery charging turned on your watch, so if you only have it charging up to 80 or 85 or 90%, from this menu, you can click on charge to full right now if you want to bypass those settings. This next one is kind of neat. I don't know how many people or how often you're going to use it, but if you press and hold 2 fingers on your watch, it can read the time out loud using Siri's voice. So simply make sure that your watch is not in silent mode, and then when you press and hold 2 fingers,
12:15 p.m.
You can see I had to hold my fingers for quite a long time on the screen to get it to work, but it does work eventually. So again, let me know in the comments if you'll ever use this, but it is kind of a cool feature to have. Next up is something for the time, so pretty much the basic function of your Apple Watch. If you find yourself always running late, there's actually a really cool feature that you can enable on the watch. So inside of Settings, if you click on Clock, there's an option here if you scroll down to adjust your time ahead. So here, if I go and I can move it forward, let's say 5 minutes, my watch is now going to be adjusted. So you can see here the actual time is 12:16, but I have it adjusted by 4 minutes to show 12:20. So this way here on my main watch face, it is now showing the time a little bit ahead. So this is really, really useful if you're always running late to school or work. Your Apple Watch is gonna give you a little bit of leeway in terms of what time it actually is. All right, this next one I love using whenever I'm working out. So if I go into workout, and let's start a cycle just like this, as soon as my workout has started, you can see I am in my fitness focus mode based on that green icon in the top right. You can see when I go home, it is now showing a different watch face. But if I go back and I end my workout and then I go home, you can see it has switched back to my primary watch face. I love using this, and I'll show you exactly how you can set this up. So if you grab your iPhone, you then want to go into settings, then scroll down and click on focus. And then here you can click on fitness. When you scroll down, you can see you can choose a custom home screen, but you can also choose a custom watch face. And you can see I have chosen that watch face. You can choose pretty much any watch face that's on your watch to change. And whenever you are in this focus mode, you can change it to that watch face. And this goes beyond simply the fitness focus. So if you're at work, for example, and you want to see a more professional looking watch face when you're at work, whenever you change into your work focus mode, you can set a custom watch face for that as well. So this is a really cool and underrated feature. Okay, this next one is really, really cool. It allows you to unlock your iPhone using your Apple Watch. So if you go into settings, then scroll down, click on Face ID and passcode. Once you enter your passcode, scroll down and turn on Unlock with Apple Watch. This will allow your iPhone to be unlocked and authenticated even if Face ID is unavailable. So if you have like glare on your face from the sun, or a Face ID just doesn't want to work that day, you can authenticate with your Apple Watch, which is always unlocked and on your wrist because you entered your passcode once and it stays authenticated all day. So I'll try a demo here live on YouTube. It never seems to work, but I'll try it anyway. So if I go ahead and simply cover my face and try to unlock my iPhone, my Apple Watch should take over as it did. And you can see there, Michael's iPhone was unlocked by this Apple Watch. So that's really, really cool. And if Face ID is unavailable, it's nice that you always have an authenticated Apple device on your wrist, which can unlock your phone. Alrighty, next up, a highly requested feature, and I believe it took Apple 11 software updates on the watch to finally implement this feature, but it is notification sounds. So we can finally change the notification sounds on our Apple Watch. I don't know why it took Apple this long, but if you go into settings, scroll down and click on sounds and haptics, if you scroll down here, you can actually change all of your sounds. You can change your ringtone, your text tone, your new email tone, your calendar alerts, reminder alerts. Pretty much every sound your Apple Watch makes, you can now customize. The one that I found absolutely horrendous is the texting tone. So the default one is this one. And that ding for me, I don't know why, it just makes me cringe. It's so annoying. So I am so glad that I can finally change it. And I like this one. I also like Timekeeper. So there are so many way better sounds that you can get for when you receive a text or a call or a calendar alert. Pretty much anything on your Apple Watch, like I said, that makes a noise, you can now change thanks to watchOS 11. Next up, I have a tip for finding your favorite applications. When you are on your home screen like this, if you're finding it hard to find one application, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, you can click on List View and you can change it into an alphabetical list. A lot of people like using this. For me, I think I'm gonna stick with the grid because I pretty much know where everything is and I go based on the icon, not the name. But if you're someone who can never find the right application and you're scrolling all the way to the bottom to find it, you can see there's a very convenient button living right here. If you click on this, you can completely change what your apps view looks like on your watch. And the final feature I want to show you on the Apple Watch is multitasking. So you're probably already familiar with multitasking on the iPhone. If you swipe up and hold, you can see all of your open applications. But did you know you can actually do this on your Apple Watch? It's really, really cool. So say for example, I am in activity, and then if I go home and then I open up weather, let's say I want to get back to the activity application without going back to my watch face. Inside of weather, all I have to do is simply double press the crown and I can see all of my recent applications. I can go into activity just like this. So if I double press again, I can scroll and I can see all of my recently opened applications. Most Apple Watch users don't even know that you can do this, but it's really, really convenient. And honestly, I find myself switching applications like this every single day. Okay, I was gonna end the video there, but I figured I'd throw in a quick bonus one for you here. If you go into settings, then click on general, then scroll down, then click on screenshots. If you turn on screenshots, it is off by default. So if you turn this on, you can now take screenshots on your watch simply by using the side button and the crown just like this. Okay, why not? I'll throw in even one more bonus one just because I love you guys, but I promise I'll stop after this one. When you're on your watch face, you know you can swipe down to see your notifications. But if you are in an application, let's say weather right here, it doesn't let you swipe. It actually changes the app. It doesn't actually let you swipe into notifications. But you can actually press and hold on the top of the screen like this and then scroll down to get to your notifications inside any application. All right, so that's it, I promise. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, my Apple Watch is my favorite piece of technology that Apple makes. It is so futuristic. It does so much for me, and it literally never leaves my wrist. I only charge it when I'm showering. Apart from that, it always lives on my wrist. So in the comments, I want you to tell me what your favorite feature was I showed in this video, and also let me know what Apple Watch you have, because I'm very curious which Apple Watches you guys have. If you have the Ultra, or if you're rocking an older model, definitely let us know in the comments down below. But if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, as it does help us out quite a bit. And with all that said, my name is Michael with IDB, and I'll see you in the next video.